Hey, Coach Candace here, and as of right now, today's Thursday, January the 30th, and about 71 days out from my 24-hour race, and which is about 10 weeks and 1 day. Feeling good this far out, and I feel like if I could do it tomorrow, I would, but still grateful for the additional time to train. And today's video is a little bit about my word of the year. And I see people started posting that, let's say around January 1st, their word for the year. And I'll be honest, I thought this is the corniest thing. And that's silly. But again, let other people do it, to each their own. I really don't care. And but then I don't know why I started thinking about it. And if I had to pick a word, what would it be? And kind of didn't know offhand. And but then when I did, and this came after a conversation with my coach, and if I had to come up with a word, it would be focus. And it came because I had a conversation, again, I was talking with him about how I felt about this race. And I said, I'm actually feeling pretty confident that I can accomplish my goal. But I've also had two experiences with confidence. One where I was very confident in myself and envisioned myself being successful, and I was not. And that's when I had a DNF at Ironman Florida. And probably one of the most, not the most devastating things that can happen to me, but, it was just very challenging to go through mentally. But then on the other hand, I had another experience the following year where I felt confident in myself, but then was also successful beyond I could have ever imagined. And that's when I did Ironman Maryland, got a PR in my marathon time in on Ironman, and then went out and did a half Ironman the next day. It was the most amazing weekend for so many reasons. And again, was confident in both, but had two different experiences. And I had shared that with him, and his question to me then was what was the difference? And when I carefully thought about it, I thought the weakness for me in Ironman Florida was I DNF'd on the bike portion. I felt super confident about the run, but never got there to even check it out because I wasn't, my biking wasn't the best. And so 2021, I focused on the bike, because many times in 2020, I was studying towards my doctorate. So even though I spent time on the bike, it wasn't quality focused time. I was doing continuing education hours on my bike while I was reading, or I was always reading a book. But come 2021, I'm no, I need to focus on this bike. And I started really mentally focusing my mental and physical efforts on the bike. And it paid off in that I had a very good half Ironman and an even better full Ironman. And that's when I started thinking, and I even caught myself, even after I considered the word focused, I caught myself even doing a training session where, yes, I focused on my run and accomplished my goals in the run, but then still had a walking portion left over, and then was mad at myself 19 minutes later to have not even walked a mile because I wasn't focusing. I got on my phone and started making my running notes while I was walking, and I couldn't believe that in 19 minutes I hadn't walked a mile. So I'm Candace, you need to focus. So hence why I have stopped. And again, there was some benefits to being able to talk while I was running, but I have enjoyed my training sessions much more by actually focusing on the different paces I'm trying to put through. Because I've started to connect that with different goals within my race. I do have the goal of negative splitting, especially that last hour or those last few miles, but also being able to put through a consistent, comfortable effort for the hours that lead up to it. I can want whatever I want for that last hour, but I don't get to that last hour unless I've successfully gone through the 23 hours beforehand. So if I had to come up with a word for the year, it is focus. And it's beyond just focus and training, but focusing perhaps better on my family, focusing better on different aspects of my business, focusing on other, maybe focusing more diligently on my financials. There's so many other areas of my life that I would benefit from focusing, or actually, again, just having more focus there, versus kind of being scattered and not being intentional about what I'm doing. So again, I went from thinking this is the corniest thing to whenever I feel I'm drifting Candace, am I focusing? And again, trying to be on the straight and narrow and focus on that. So all that to say, again, that's my word of the year, and how I'm taking that into training and different aspects of training, or again, focusing on my nutrition, like what would happen if I focus better on my nutrition and how that would then improve my performance or just my overall health and well-being. But taking that into every training session. So, and I want to say it is paying off, and that I've had some really great training sessions, seeing really great improvements. But again, just continuing to focus on optimizing all of my aspects of my life in the best way that I can, to set myself up for a successful game day. Because a successful race day doesn't come from the stuff. I mean, yes, the previous days leading up to it do matter, but many times, like, it begins months to weeks out, and that's going to help set you up for success on race day. So again, those were just my thoughts. I just wanted to take a moment to share with you. I hope you found it helpful, and by all means, if you have any questions otherwise about my race preparation and things I'm doing between now and these next 71 days to focus on that, please don't hesitate to ask. I'd be happy to share.